So, good evening, everybody. Good evening, India. As we all know, we have gathered together in the episode 3 of the ongoing session of Astronomy Delights. मैं अमृतांशु वाजपेयी, स्काई फाउंडेशन, इग्नाइटेड माइंड्स विपनेट क्लब, स्काई एक्ट विपनेट क्लब, वुमेन लेड साइंस विपनेट क्लब और एजुस्टेम फाउंडेशन के साझा प्रयास की तरफ से आप सभी का आज सायंकाल के इस वक्तव्य सेशन में सत्र में आपका स्वागत करता हूं। और जैसा कि हम जानते हैं, एज वी ऑल नो, that today is going to be an interesting session on the topic the legacy of the astronomer king by the name of Jantar Mantar. तो बिना समय गवाए हुए सर्वप्रथम मैं आज शाम के वक्ता को आप सभी से इंट्रोड्यूस कराना चाहता हूं। आज शाम के हमारे वक्ता हैं एक बहुत ही यंग, डैशिंग, डायनामिक एमेच्योर एस्ट्रोनॉमर, एस्ट्रोफोटोग्राफर और जो कि ट्रेंड हैं, हमारे नाइट स्काई ऑब्जर्वेशन सेशन के एक ट्रेंड एस्ट्रोनॉमर हैं। और न केवल एक ट्रेंड एस्ट्रोनॉमर हैं बल्कि वो कई विधाओं के महारथी हैं। ही इज ए कंजर्वेशन एक्सपर्ट, ही इज ए हेरिटेज एस्ट्रोनॉमर ऑल्सो। तो जब हम लोगों ने ये सीरीज बनाई तो हमारे बोर्ड ने डिसाइड किया कि जंतर मंतर जैसी ऐतिहासिक धरोहर को सामने रखने का, हम सभी लोगों के सामने लाने का जो प्रयास यदि किया जाएगा तो उसके लिए हमारे स्वप्निल रस्तोगी जी से बढ़िया कोई भी व्यक्ति नहीं हो सकता। आज का जो टॉक रहेगी उसमें हमारा जो माध्यम रहेगा बोलने का, वो स्लाइड प्रेजेंटेशन विल बी इन इंग्लिश और साथ ही साथ जो एक्सप्लेनेशन रहेगा वो हिंदी और इंग्लिश मिक्स का रहेगा। दैट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द ऑडियंसेस ऑल्सो। और तो अब मैं आज के प्रोग्राम के बारे में भूमिका बताते हुए मैं एक छोटी सी जानकारी आप सभी के सामने रखना चाहूंगा एज फार एज द इंग्लिश इज कंसर्न कि जंतर मंतर, when we look accordingly, is an equinoctial sundial which consists of a triangular gnomon of a hypotenuse that is parallel to the earth's axis. And it was developed, and you will be very much, you can say, excited to know that this Jantar Mantar or the medieval time observatory, it became functional in the early medieval times when we did not have any sophisticated instrumentary as of today's world. We did not have any, you can say, a great machinery as far as the mechanical progress of the 21st century is concerned. So in comparison, when we compare the two eras, the modern day era of the 21st century and the 18th century. So we can say that in spite of being lagging behind in the so-called technical advances in comparison to the today's world, still India was able to produce the architectural marvel. And not only we produced that architectural marvel, it was a structural marvel, it was an astronomical marvel, and it is not was, it still is. ये हमारी साझा विरासत है। ये हमारे मध्यकालीन युग की एक ऐसी विरासत है जिसने कि न केवल मध्यकालीन युग को प्रकाशित किया, प्रकाशमान किया, खगोल शास्त्रियों को आलोकित किया और न केवल आलोकित किया बल्कि आज भी प्रेरित कर रही है। जो कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम हम अपने ग्रेजुएशन और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन के दौर में पढ़ते हैं, ऑल्ट एजीम्यूथ, इक्वेटोरियल, उन सब चीजों का संश्लेषण, विश्लेषण, अंकन, टंकन और मूल्यांकन, मैं तीनों शब्दों का इस्तेमाल करना चाहूंगा, अंकन, टंकन और मूल्यांकन, इस जंतर मंतर के यंत्र के द्वारा बखूबी एक ऐसे राजा के द्वारा किया गया कि जिसकी सोच हम कह सकते हैं बिना किसी डाउट के, बिना किसी दूसरे विचार के मैं कह सकता हूं कि वो राजा सवाई जय सिंह द्वितीय, जो कि इसके संस्थापक थे, उनकी सोच अपने समय से, उस समय से करीब 500 वर्ष आगे थी। तो बिना समय गंवाए मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा मंच पर स्वप्निल रस्तोगी जी कि वो आए और जंतर मंतर से रिलेटेड अपने ज्ञान से हम सभी की आज इस सभा में एकत्रित हुए सभी श्रोतागणों का को आलोकित करके हम सभी लोगों को हम सभी लोगों की संध्या को बहुत ही अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण बनाते हुए आकाश दर्शन और रात्रि दर्शन के प्रति प्रेरित करें। अगली आवाज जो आप सुनेंगे वो स्वप्निल रस्तोगी की होगी। स्वप्निल जी, आपका स्वागत।
Thank you, Mr. Bajpayee, for such a kind welcome. And I would like Sumit ji to kindly present the screen so that I can continue my talk. Okay. Till the time Sumit ji is presenting the screen, let me introduce why I chose the topic, the legacy of an astronomer king, the Jantar Mantar. See, there is a particular specific reason behind it. When Jai Singh designed the observations, the man behind the Jantar Mantar is Jai Singh. He was the king, and when he designed the observation, one of his foremost objectives was to create astronomical instruments that would be more accurate, permanent than the brass instruments in the use of time. So he made many of Jantar Mantars all around in India. There is an interesting fact, the foundation of Jantar Mantar was laid in the year 1718 AD and is continued for a total time span for 20 years. The entire construction of the monument got completed in the year 1738 AD. So you can see, like, in within the period of 20 years, that king was able to make more than five Jantar Mantar all around in India. So the major reason for the development of Jantar Mantar was the heated discussion that happened between Savai Jai Singh II and the famous Mughal ruler Muhammad Shah Zafar in the year 1780. This led to the creation of observation at five places in the world, and these were: one is in Delhi, other one is Ujjain, third one is Varanasi, fourth one is in Mathura, and the largest of the all Jantar Mantar is the place where it is situated in Jaipur. So the banner you can see, like the instrument that you can see in the poster, it's a Samrat Yantra, used to measure the shadows, used to measure the shadows and the time. Um, Next, I just use this poster in black and white just to introduce the importance and the historical perspective of the Jantar Mantar. See, yeah, the huge structure made in the dial shaped is used to measure the time by the time. It is known it is called as Samrat Yantra, and we will go and will get to know more about this yantra in our next slides. So next. So there you can see a picture. His name is Darius. So why I like put this picture in this slide? Just because ancient India made some big advances in science because it was a constant contact with other countries. After the conquest of the Indus Basin by Darius around 520 BC, India was thrown wide open to Babylonian influences. Though the Persians, India also come into all these contacts, greatly helped India in enriching her science, particularly astronomy. So that was written by Darius. And next. So here you can see the famous mathematicians, astronomers from India. The first picture you can see is Aryabhatta. Second one is Brahmagupta, and third one is Bhaskaracharya. So why I introduce these three pictures? As these are the foundation stones, so that we can see advancement of science and astronomy in our India. So the first
Hello.
picture depicts that there is an ample evidence to show that Aryabhatta and Varamira were well attuned with the Greek astronomy. The most celebrated astronomers after Varamira were Brahmagupta, Lala, Manjula, and similarly the Bhaskaracharya. But after the Bhaskaracharya period, not much original work in astronomy and mathematics was done in India till modern times. So we can see we have spent a lot of time after the Bhaskaracharya. We have not doing such an advancement in our sciences. It's such a long time. So the picture you can see, it is taken from a Jaipur Jantar Mantar. You can see a foundation stone where it is mentioned clearly is a Jantar Mantar. Next. So let us come to the point again, like why I want to introduce the history of science and astronomy here, just because there must be some reasons behind the making of Jantar Mantar and all the things. So this all comes from the Islamic world, they produce mathematicians, astronomers, and all the other things I would like to take some of the names: Al Khashrami, Al Sufi, Al Birani, and Nasiruddin at Tusi. So the last one was in charge of the observatory at Iran. Uh, in the year 1422 AD, grandson of Timur built an observatory at Samarkand. The picture you can see in the downward side. there is a precision, like a very big dial. There is a stone laid in the middle of that dial. So it is in Samarkand. It was built by the grandson of Timur, Oleg Beg. Using very big and but high precision instrument, he prepared a star catalog, which was much more better than the Ptolemy. So Ptolemy is also was also the astronomer, but after that, like the a star chart that he made in Samarkand, Oleg Beg, the instrument he made was much more advanced and much more efficient as compared to the instrument of Ptolemy. Next. So, now come to the history of Jantar Mantar. Why, I given the name, the legacy of Jantar Mantar, so, the legacy of astronomer king. So the picture you can show, he is a Savai Jai Singh. So after Savai Jai Singh, after long time, Savai Jai Singh. See, as we are going beyond the Indian history, so after long time, Savai Jai Singh was the man who has showed the greatest interest in Arabic Persian astronomy. He was born in the ruling family of Amer in Rajasthan in 1686 AD. 1 year after Newton published his book Principia, he succeeded to the Amer throne at the age of 13. Just look at him. He just took up. He just get a throne at the age of 13. Later on, he was appointed by Muhammad Shah, governor of the province of Agra, and then also Malwa. At an early age, Jai Singh was very much interested in astronomical observations in an acquired through had his knowledge and rules. So Jai Singh always wanted to develop some type of instrument of astronomy so that he as well as the other people can know about the timing, about the year, about the seasons, about the zodiac signs. So he made some type of instruments, not for only his purpose but for the sake of other ones too. So realizing the inadequacy of discarded them in the favor of stone and masonry instrument of huge size. Actually, that time when Jai Singh want to use this, only a brass and like all the kinds of metals are used for always making in the instruments. But when the Jai Singh come, he knows there was an inadequacy of the metals. So he want to know, he want to give us a solution was to make a large, really large, and to make them a stone and masonry. So he wanted to make a such type of instrument used for the astronomical purposes that are basically made of stone and masonry. This simple yet remarkable decision brought forth a collection of large scale structures for the measurement of celestial movement that is unequally today. One is literally enveloped and confronted with the space that is both aesthetic and mathematical. The time scale of the Samrat Yantra at Jaipur, the picture that you shown on the very first slide of Samrat Yantra, for example, includes subdivision of 5 as 2 seconds, minus 2 seconds, and 1 watches. The motion of genome's shadow becomes a palpable experience of Earth cosmic motion. So next. So he made for observing the heavens. Our ancestor always want to watch the universe beyond the sky. So for observing the heaven, Jai Singh made 5 places, made 5 observatories in 5 places, namely Delhi, Jaipur, Mathura, Ujjain, and Varanasi. The first one was built in Delhi in the year around 1724. These observations, which in course of time came to be called Jantar Mantar, housed a wide variety of masonry and metal instruments. So we are going to talk about Jantar Mantar. So first of all, we need to know the meaning behind the Jantar Mantar. What is the exact meaning of the Jantar Mantar? So the words Jantar and Mantar derived from a Sanskrit word Jantra and Mantra. That means instrument and calculate respectively. You can say Jantra means the instrument and Mantra means calculate. So which means the exact meaning of Jantar Mantar as calculating instrument. So any instrument which we can use to calculate the time, shadow, anything are known as Jantar Mantar. So that's why they gave a name called Jantar Mantar. You can also see like Jai Singh had established contacts with Jesus missionaries in India and had also known as a telescope, but he did not make the use of Copernican revolution. in Europe. He remained the firm follower of the geocentric system of Indian tradition and the end of Ptolemy. It seems it seems that Jessing had no knowledge of the works of Kepler and Newton. So, like from there, you can just imagine the things. He also don't have any knowledge of the works of Newton or the works of Kepler. Unless after that he is able to make such a wide variety of astronomical instrument by his time. So Jessing want to determine a new planetary constants, but his primary interest in astronomy centered on the moon. See, in astronomy we used to learn about comets, constellations and everything, but Jessing always focused on the phases of the moon, the motion of the moon around the earth, and he was more interested in observing and mathematically predicting the position of this heavenly body. We all know that moon is like a natural satellite of earth, so he has a lot of interest in just prediction position of this heavenly body. He was also interested in the prediction of solar eclipses and calculation of the all the planetary objects, just because of this his masonry and metal instrument. Next. So here we come to the Jantar Mantar, Delhi. So this is the very first Jantar Mantar that was Indian people that was introduced by Jai Singh, and it is in Delhi and built in 1724. Um in the year 1724. So Jai Singh constructed 15 types of instrument in there. So there you can see a lot of instruments. We all get to know about all these instruments in the later part of our slides. So kindly proceed with the next slide. Okay, so here you can see a Mishra Yantra. As you like all are aware with the name Mishra Yantra, that means a type of instrument from which we can use it in many ways. Like here you can see a second quadrant. The naming is mentioned in the picture. A second quadrant, a Samrat, Gonomo, Nitya Chakra. Here has some particular works. Let me tell you about some of the main working of these instruments. So Mishra Yantra is basically consist of several instruments within a single structure. The instrument included in the structure are as follows. Like you can see, Dakshino Bhitta, Dakshino Uttara Bhitti. Like there is an instrument in this picture called Dakshino Bhitta, Dakshino Uttara Bhitti. Dakshina means south, Uttara means north, Bhitti means a difference. That means any type of instrument from which we can find the difference between the north and south directions for measuring the zenith distance and altitude of the sun and other planets. So that instrument is used for measuring the zenith distance and altitude of the sun. Like there is an other instrument included in this machine is Samrat Yantra for measuring the local time. See, you can see the quadrant on the back side of the picture. There is a circular, half-shaped circular convex type structure. It is known as Samrat Yantra, which is always used for measuring time. Actually, it takes a shadow of the sun. As the shadow goes on increasing, we can able to predict the time. So same we are going to know more about these things. Please continue to next slide. Here you can see a Samrat Yantra, a large precision in the middle, and you can see both sides. There is a curvilinear structure. It is known as Samrat Yantra. So the primary object, the primary principal object of the Samrat is to indicate the local time of a place. As I told you earlier, by knowing the time of the meridian, and observing the hour angle of the star and its angular distance from meridian, night may also calculated from this instrument. In addition to marking local time, the Samrat Yantra was used to determine the sun declination, right ascension of any celestial object. Next. Here you can see Jai Prakash Yantra. Why it is a name given as Jai Prakash Yantra? Maybe there have Jai Singh descendants, so that's why they gave it a Jai Prakash Yantra. And here you can see a very large type of concave type structure. So it is, you can also say that it's a twin hemispherical ball. Like whenever you went to Jantar Mantar, you can easily able to see these two hemispherical balls. This is known as a part of Jai Prakash Yantra. The balls are marked in sectors and gaps. See, there you can able to see a type of divisions in this yantra. Observers move inside the gap regions. Like you can also go inside the region, and there is a marking, and there is a like scales also, also in the hemispherical shell. The instruments are complementary in the sense that where there is a gap in one of the bowl is a sector placed in the other bowl, and vice versa. They make a whole bowl that is a complete reflection of the sky above. That means this is completely used to know the reflection of sky. This instrument can measure the local coordinates of celestial objects, the altitude, and the azimuth. Next. So here you can see a Ram Yantra. So it is a Ram Yantra. It is a cylindrical structure. You can see there is a long type of cylinder in the middle, and type of also there is a type of scales mentioning in the outer part of cylinder. See, it is a complete wide view of Jantar Mantar Jaipur. So Jantar Mantar Jaipur was the second and most sophisticated observatory of Jai Singh. The instrument was so big and accurate as they were built of stone. See, that's the quality of that instruments built by our king. So we need to be proud on it that these all the instruments completely made of the masonry and stone, and they are so big, and they were also so accurate. They were built. There are 18 instruments in Jaipur Observatory. He procured latest astronomical books and instruments from Europe. Some he had translated in Sanskrit. Some of these translated texts are on display in the City Palace Museum. Next. So here is the Samrat Yantra. Again we come to Samrat Yantra, as it is the biggest Samrat Yantra that is situated in the Jaipur Jantar Mantar Observatory. So by far the biggest yantra in Jantar Mantar, it is a huge sundial. It is called a sundial. It is 89 feet high and 148 feet wide. Just see, just imagine like how the mighty it is. Like it can measure local time correctly up to 2 seconds. See the precision of this instrument, that it can measure the time interval of 2 seconds. And it was made by the time when we don't have a watches or any kind of gadgets, so from which we can measure the time. Next. Yeah, it is a chakra yantra. You can see in the middle part, it is two chakra is made. So Jaipur Observatory has two unit of chakra yantra too. It is made heavy modeled brass. They are made of brass and pivoted, rotated freely about a diameter parallel to the earth axis. Like you can see there is a pivot in the middle of the circle. This enables to move freely. Objective of this instrument is to measure the declination and hour angle of the celestial body. So from this we can easily able to measure the declination and hour angle of the celestial body. For measuring the declination and hour angle of the object, a sighting tube is mounted at the center of the instrument. See, between the two between the two circles, you can see a cylindrical instrument. The tube, which is a pointer attached to it, it rotates about the perpendicular axis, passing through the center of the chakra ring. So this made our precision more comfortable, and we can use it in a very comfortable way. Next. Here you can see the Rashi Vilay Yantra. Why it is named as Rashi Vilay Yantra? As the name suggests, Rashi. So according to the mythologies, we have according to the 12 months, we have 12 Rashis or zodiac signs. So Rashi Vilay, Rashi is name as zodiac. So Rashi Vilay are the set of 12 instruments based on the principle of Samrat Yantra, are designed for directly measuring the latitude and longitude of the celestial object. So Rashi Villa, this instrument was also invented by the Jai Singh. A Rashi Villa instrument becomes operative when first point of the sign of zodiac it represents approaches the meridian. At the moment, the point towards the pole of elliptic and its guaranteed become parallel to the elliptic. So there are 12. signs of zodiac. So there are 12 Rashi villages representing each sign. So whenever you are getting a chance to visit Jantar Mantar, you can easily see there are 12 Rashi village yantra representing each of the zodiac signs according to our mythology. Next, so there is another instrument called Nari Vila Yantra. See, like why I am discussing here the type of instrument made by the King Jai Singh, just because we must know about the working and the principle behind the instrument. Why he was like always wanted to focus on these things. Other kings also wanted to like build mahals, palaces, but this king, like this Jai Singh, built an astronomical observatory around throughout the India. Why he built so that's why it's our priority to know the principles and working behind these instruments. So there is another instrument called Nari Vila Yantra. This is an effective tool for demonstrating the passage of sun across the celestial equator. Like you can see a two circular disc facing each other. So, like you must know about the equinox. Equinox is a time when day and night are equal. There is a summer equinox and there is a winter equinox too. So, there is an effective tool for demonstrating the passage of sun across the celestial equator. So on the equinox, the rays of the sun fall parallel to the opposing faces of the plates and illuminate both of them. So on the day of equinox, when the rays of sun appearing to fall on these two circles, on these two discs, like both are like illuminated by the rays of sun. But after the equinox or before the equinox, like when sun has crossed the equator around 21st March, it illuminates the northern face for the 6 months. Like it has two faces, one is facing the north and one is facing the south. So the northern face illuminate for the 6 months, and the southern phase illuminate after the 21st September for 6 months. So Jaising built Nari village at each of the observatory except Delhi. So you can find this like a Nari village yantra in every observatory in India except the Delhi Jantar Mantar observatory. Next, here is a like called instrument called Yantra Raj. Why it is named as Yantra Raj? So you can see a two great astrolabe. Astrolabe, two disc pointing. Great astrolabe is suspended from a massive wooden beam supported by tall pillars. In the like extreme side, you can see a tall pillars, and in the upper side there is a wooden pillars. So it is that two disc was supported by these two massive wooden beams. Orientation of the pillar is such that the line joining them makes an angle about 23 degree within the plane of meridian. So there must be some type of their calculations. That's why they choose 23 degree within the plane of meridian. This is the largest instrument in the world for its kind. Just like focusing on my words, this is the largest instrument in the world for its kind. Instrument is built for the latitude of Jaipur, as there are 27-degree making between zenith and the place. So there is a difference. Like as if we can see latitude of Jaipur, it is declined at 27-degree. So that's why they like made some type of calculation so that we can easily calculate the calculate the motion and the other function of astronomical observatories. And next, this instrument known as Kanti Rita Yantra. I guess like maybe that time king was unable to finish that instrument. This is an so it is also made of some circular plates, have two circular plates. Both the plates have a scale which is divided in degrees, but we don't find any of the use, as maybe might be possible by the time when king was trying to complete this, maybe something happened with him. So this is we can say of unfinished type of structure, or maybe we are still unable to find the function of this instrument. So next, so there is called the Untasha Yantra. Untasha yantra is used for the altitude, for measuring the altitude of the celestial objects. So I hope you all are aware about what are celestial objects. So for measuring the altitude of them, we use this instrument. A large graduated brass circle hung from supporting beam. Like there, you can see between the pillars a huge brass circle. There is a circle. It is made of brass. So the brass circle is pivoted to rotate freely around a vertical axis. Why, like saying vertical axis? See, there are divisions in the form of quadrants, in the geometrical quadrants. The ring has two cross beams in the vertical and horizontal directions. The sighting tube is pivoted at the center of the circle, which can move in the vertical direction, aligned towards any celestial object. And the important thing about this ring is the rim is of brass circle, has graduations. See, that time they also able to mark the graduations on their skills. See the calculation, the mathematics of that time. The rim of the brass circle has graduation marked in such a way that the smallest division is one tenth of a degree. The smallest division, whenever you get a chance to see this brass circle, you can able to see that degree division is divided into one-tenth of a division. So the larger division of 1 degree and 6 degree are also marked on the circle. After sighting the celestial objects, its altitude can be read from the position of the pointer. So that's why we need to appreciate the mathematics and the calculations of our like ancestors. So let us come to the next instrument. So, like earlier, I also talked about this yantra. It's a Dakshina Uttara Bhitti yantra. So, I told you earlier about this yantra. It is known as Dakshina Uttara Bhitti. There is a spelling mistake, Dakshina Uttara Bhitti. That means Dakshina means south, Uttara means north, Bhitti means difference. That means our instrument consists of a graduated quadrant of semicircle inscribed in the north-south wall. Like in the direction of north-south, it is like built at the center of the arc, at the center of horizontal rod. There is a horizontal rod in the center. This instrument is used for measuring the meridian altitude of the zenith distance of the object, such as sun, the moon, or the planet. So as the name suggests, Dakshina Uttara Bhitti, that means the north-south difference. So from this instrument, we can easily measure the distance of the object, that is sun, the moon, or the planet. Next, this is known as the Kapala Yantra. Kapala Yantra, why it is no? Earlier I told I like you also saw the picture of Jay Prakash Yantra. So this is known as a Kapala Yantra. It is also built of like semicircular hemispherical type of bowl called like a concave bowl. So why? What is the basic difference between the Jay Prakash Yantra and the Kapala Yantra? See, we can able to go inside the Jay Prakash Yantra as there is a stairs, but in the Kapala Yantra you can't able to go inside this. So the Kapala are also has a two hemispherical ball like is in Jay Prakash Yantra. Each hemispherical are being complete reflection of the sky overhead. So both of the ball like from this instrument we can able to see the complete reflection of the sky. So the Western Kapala unit built for the observation, while the Eastern segment is meant for the theoretical conversions of coordinates from one system to another system. The Western Kapala unit is an analogous to the Jay Prakash. See, I told you earlier it is analogous. It is quite similar to Jay Prakash Yantra, but there is a very slight difference. The coordinate of the sun in the sky can be determined by the Western Kapala. So if we are talking about the diameter of this instrument, it is about 3.46 meter, and so named because of their resemblance is the brain cover of human. See, if you like trying to resemble it from the human brain, so there is a covering. There is a covering of human brain, then it must be look like it. So they gave it name as Kapala. So Jay Prakash and Kapala are both multi-purpose instruments consisting of hemispherical surface of concave shape and inscribed with of a number of arcs. These arcs indicate the local time and they measure the astronomical parameters such as coordinates of the celestial body. So from this type of these instruments we can also like measure the time as we can measure from the Samrat Yantra. Please next. So that time I was trying to tell you about Ram Yantra. So here we can see a clear picture of it. uh, the Ram Yantra probably named after Ramasingha, grandfather of Jai Singh. Maybe like Jai Singh gave this the name of this instrument by the name of his grandfather, uh, Ram Singh. The yantra is used to measure the azimuth and the altitude of the celestial object. For example, the sun. That means we can measure the altitude at what altitude the sun is situated from us. So we can measure from this yantra. So, like here you can see a cylindrical structure which is open at the top. Like if you see in the middle picture, there is a like open end at the top of the yantra of the instrument, and it is and its height is equal to the radius. See, please focus on my words. Like the height of the cylinder is equal to the radius of the that cylindrical instrument. So that's why, like, maybe there must be a reason behind it. So for measuring the azimuth circular scales with their center at the axis of the cylindrical walls. So you can see the cylindrical walls on the backside of that rod. There is a cylindrical rod, and also there are the markings. In the daytime, the coordinate of the sun are determined the observing of the shadow of the pillar top and on the scale. So the coordinate of the moon, when it's bright enough to cast a shadow, may also read in the similar manner. Uh, Next, so let us continue with the next picture, which is in, like earlier we are talking about the instrument which is in Delhi. So Delhi and Jaipur. So right now we came to a Jantar Mantar observatory which is in Ujjain. Next. It is also a set of astronomical instrument, but not as very big as compared to the instrument which are in Delhi, which are in Jaipur. But there also have an astronomical instrument which has importance, so we don't have to forget these instruments too. So this is also a small type of Dakshino Uttara Bhitti Yantra that is used to measure the altitude of the sun. I told you earlier. Next. This is a small version of the Samrat Yantra in the Ujjain Observatory of Jantar Mantar. And they all are working on the same principle. They all have a same function. So I guess I don't need to discuss more about these yantra as I told you earlier. Next, right now we are discussing about, there is a yantra, like you can able to see two yantra. One is a Shanku yantra and other one is a Digmasa yantra. Why they are like so? These consist of the two cylindrical surrounding pillar measuring the angular azimuth of the surrounding. See, you are able to see like a cylindrical type of object. So they are also they are like all the astronomical instrument. They are also focusing on the geometry of the instrument. So they are made up of cylindrical walls surrounding a pillar measure the angular azimuth of the celestial body. So let me go ahead. So there is a like instrument in the lower half of the picture called Digmasa Yantra. There is a rod between inside the cylindrical type of structures. So center pillar as well its wall are engraved in degrees and number at their top level. So crosswire are stretched between the cardinal points and marked over the outer wall. So the angular distance of the vertical plane from the north point read on the scale indicate the azimuth of the body. Next, so here we came at the city of Bholenath or Lord Shiv, Jantar Mantar, which is also in the Varanasi. We all know like Varanasi and Mathura, all both are situated. Like Varanasi is situated on the bank of river Ganga. So next, so there are some glimpses of the Jantar Mantar Varanasi. It is like seems to be like built on the some type of terrace and situated in the first picture you can able to see I guess the river too. Next, so see same type of set of astronomical instrument that we see in the earlier part of our slides or session. So same type of instrument consists of Samrat Yantra, Dakshino Uttara Bhitti Yantra, and the other ones. So next, these are some other pictures. If you are able to Digmasu, Shanku, and in the second picture you can see a Samrat Yantra. So these are very small observatory, but it also has an importance that it was also built by the Jai Singh. Next, basically, in a compact way, if we want to discuss what are the main instrument in the Varanasi observatory, so there are the Samrat Yantra, Nadi Vilay Yantra, Chakra Yantra, Dakshina Uttara Bhitti Yantra, and Nadi Vilay Yantra. So I already discussed about all of these. So these are the some pictures from back. See, there is a Nadi Vila Yantra, Digmasa Yantra that I told you earlier part of our session. So these are like also a instrument in the Varanasi observatory too. Next. See, there is a Nadi Vila Yantra and second one is Samrat Yantra. Yeah, please stop. So this is a Jantar Mantar observatory in Mathura. As right now it is not in existence, but it was also it was also built by Raja Jai Singh, Savai Jai Singh. But it was like suppose that observatory it was built on the bank of river Yamuna, and it was believed that the observatory disappeared about 1850. Like by the year 1850, a few years before the unsuccessful uprising of 1857 against the British. So maybe might be a possible reason that British also destroyed this observatory by annexing the whole of northern India. So at Mathura, it was supposed that there was an instrument as written on the books that Mathura there were also following instruments as Nadi Vila Yantra, Agra Yantra, Shanku Yantra, and Dakshino Uttara Bhitti Yantra. So in spite of his best efforts of the revival of astronomical studies in India, Jai Singh remained firmly attached to the medieval tradition. So, as the topic, the topic of discussion is the legacy of astronomer king. So, we are remembering today the Samai Jai Singh. So, Jai Singh remained firmly attached to the medieval tradition. He died in 1743 AD, exactly 200 years after Copernicus. Today, Jai Singh work is only a tradition and his observations are nothing but archaeological remains. I would tell you something more about this thing this Jantar Mantar. See, Jantar Mantar was observatory is one of the five observatory world's largest observatory in terms of astronomical observatory. If you want to talk about astronomical observatories, so Jantar Mantar is only type of observatories in all over the world that are made up of stone and masonry. So Samai Jai Singh was interested in learning astronomy and celestial objects. So he built five observatories at different locations. So an excursion through Maharaja Samai Jai Singh Jantar Mantar is a unique experience of walking through a solid geometry and encountering a collective astronomical system designed to the probe of heavens. So that's all from my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any question, you can ask in the chat box. And over to you, Amritanshu ji. Thank you.
आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद स्वप्निल जी। और जैसे कि जो है मेरे पास कुछ व्हाट्सएप मैसेजेस आए थे, तो लोगों ने कुछ हल्की सी जानकारी चाहिए थी, तभी मेरे पास पिंग हुआ था। तो जब तक आप हमारे कुछ जो श्रोतागण हैं, अगर उनके पास कोई सवाल जवाब हैं, तो अगर जब तक वो टाइप करते हैं, मैं आपको थोड़ा एडिशन देना चाहता हूँ कि जब वैदिक पीरियड की बात की जाती है, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द वैदिक एज, तो उस समय एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टर्म्स की बात होती है, हम लोग समय को मेजर करते हैं, हम कैलेंडर की बात करते हैं, लेकिन एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन की बात नहीं होती। जैसा कि हमारे मित्र स्वप्निल रस्तोगी जी ने बताया कि जो शंकु है, जो नोमोन है, क्लेस्पिड्रा है, जितने भी हैं, इन सब का जिक्र जो है वो वेदांग के और हमारे प्राचीन संस्कृत के जो टेक्स्ट हैं उनमें होता है। और आप जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ते चले जाते हैं, जो कात्यायन के जो शुल्ब सूत्र हैं और जो बौद्ध लिटरेचर हमारा है सरदूल शार्दूल कर्ण का, और साथ ही साथ जो जैन के हैं जिसमें सूर्य प्रज्ञाप्ति है, वाराह मिहिर के जो टेक्स्ट हैं 6वीं शताब्दी के, यंत्र अध्याय है, तो इन सब में आपको धीमे धीमे करके एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन जो हैं हमारे प्राचीन भारत में मिलते हैं। कुछ के नाम अगर मैं गलत नहीं हूँगा तो उनके कुछ हैं, जैसे आप याद कर सकते हैं, अगर किसी के पास शुल्ब सूत्र उपलब्ध है तो मैं अपनी स्मृति से, अपनी मेमोरी से मैं बताता हूँ कि चक्र यंत्र उनमें एक है, यष्टि यंत्र है, धनुर्यंत्र है, कपाल यंत्र आपको उसमें पढ़ने को मिलेगा, नाड़ी वलय यंत्र है, करतारी यंत्र है और अन्य यंत्र हैं। तो इस फाउंडेशन के आधार पर उस राजा ने, जो कि 17वीं शताब्दी 18वीं शताब्दी जिसका जीवन काल था, और उसने अपने समय से आगे 500 आगे वर्ष आगे का सोच करके एक यंत्रों की पूरी श्रृंखला बनाई। सम्राट यंत्र, जयप्रकाश यंत्र, दिशा यंत्र, राम यंत्र, चक्र यंत्र, ऋषिवलय यंत्र, दिग्नाश यंत्र, उत्तांश यंत्र। और आप इवन जान करके आपको अचरज होगा, आश्चर्य होगा, जब मैं आपको एक सामान्य ज्ञान का एक छोटा सा पहलू एक लाइन में मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि आपका जो चक्र यंत्र है, जो कि सेमी सर्कुलर आर्क है, जो कि डेक्लिनेशन देता है हमारे सूरज का 4 समय पे स्पेसिफाइड टाइम पे, तो जो डाटा द डाटा दैट यू गेट ऑन चक्र यंत्र, जो आपको डाटा चक्र यंत्र से मिलता है, आपको जान के अचरज होगा कि वो 4 ऑब्जर्वेटरी के डाटा से करेस्पॉन्ड करता है। ग्रीनविच यूके, ज्यूरिख स्विट्जरलैंड, नॉर्थ जापान और सचिन पैसिफिक। तो आप ये समझिए कि उस राजा की सोच को सलाम करना बनता है आज के इस दौर में, कि जिसने एक ऐसा यंत्र बनाया कि जो कि उसके जाने के सालों साल बाद भी, जबकि उस समय इन ऑब्जर्वेटरीज का कोई नाम नहीं था, मेरिडियन नाम की कोई संकल्पना नहीं थी, कोई उसने व्यक्ति ने जीवन में टेलीस्कोप्स का यूज नहीं किया, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी उसने इस तरीके का ऑब्जर्वेशन किए कि कुछ आर्क सेकंड से, कुछ मिली सेकंड्स के फर्क के साथ उसने जो है अपने समय की सभ्यता के हिसाब से आशातीत जो है सफलताओं को अंतिम परिणति प्रदान करी, और हम सब के लिए एक ऐसा इतिहास छोड़ गए कि जिस इतिहास से प्रेरणा लेते हुए वर्तमान में जीते हुए हम भविष्य के लिए अपनी आने वाली पीढ़ियों को तैयार कर सकें। तो इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा, विशेष धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा आज के अपने वक्ता स्वप्निल रस्तोगी जी का। और साथ ही साथ मैं देखना चाहूंगा कि अगर हमारी टीम को कोई चैट बॉक्स में कोई सवाल मिल रहा हो तो उसके साथ में प्रोसीड किया जाए। जैसा कि मैं देख पा रहा हूँ इस समय फिलहाल कोई लिंक नहीं है। यदि कोई व्यक्तिगत क्वेरी होती है तो आप हमारे स्काई फाउंडेशन और इग्नाइटेड माइंड्स के चैनल पर अवश्य अपने लिंक्स को, अपनी क्वेरीज को शेयर करें। मैं इनवाइट करता हूं सुभान राज को आए और अपने क्लोजिंग कमेंट्स दें।
Thank you. Thanks, Amritansu Vajpayee, for inviting me. So, as we see, we have came to the end of an information and knowledgeable talk titled "The Legacy of Astronomer King, the Jantar Mantar," by our esteemed speaker of the day, Mr. Swapnil Rastogi, the young expert of the day. In the memorable journey, he took us all down the lane of history to the glorious astronomical era of the medieval times of Raja Jai Singh II and his signature observatories Jantar Mantar, which is a symbol of our glorified heritage, scientific evolution and development. I think that the following lines of famous Urdu poet Amir Khusro holds a significance on today's occasion. Agar Firdaus bar ruhe zami ast, hami asto, hami asto, hami asto, which in English means, if there is paradise on earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. It holds a special value because if we come towards our vast archaeological heritage of India, the way we preserved it, especially the main topic of today's lecture, the Jantar Mantar, there is no one else who has done the same. I would like to thank all our esteemed international and national guests for their gracious presence in today's session of Astronomy Derived Series Episode 3rd, jointly organized by United Minds Witnet Club, Sky Mature Astronomers Witnet Club, Women-led Science Witnet Club, and supported by EduSystem Initiative and Scientific Knowledge for Youth Foundation. I also like to extend a special word of thanks to a few special guests who joined us: Professor Brij Mohan from Nandian, Gujarat; Vijay Jangir from Jaipur; Ms. Archika Dogra, co-founder of EduSystem Initiative from Seattle; former NASA intern Ms. Anavi Uppal from Florida; and astrophysicist Ms. Mitali Damle from Germany, and all the esteemed guests for joining us who gave us their valuable time. Also a special word of thanks to the convener of today's talk, Mr. Sumit Kumar Srivastava, Scientific Officer, Indira Gandhi Planetarium, CST UP; Ms. Sweta Srivastava, Coordinator of WLS Wipnet Club; and Amritansu Vajpayee, Coordinator of United Man Wipnet Club. Before ending the session, I am excited to tell you all that we are continuing this series forward tomorrow with episode 4th on yet another interesting domain of astronomy to delight you all even more. So stay tuned with us, and we appreciate your presence again tomorrow at same place and same time. Don't forget to check our Facebook, Instagram handles and website of Sky and Coordinating Witness Club, and please also fill the feedback form so that we can provide all the audience present here with the e-certificates from the organizers. At the end, once again, I thank you all for your presence and during this COVID-19 pandemic period, and a message: stay safe, stay home, stay healthy. Thank you, Wipnet, Sky Foundation, and EduSTEM Initiative for giving me this opportunity and all important responsibility for signing off. Thank you all and good night.